Chapter 51. Scattered. I swear by the winds that scatter things, and the heavy clouds that carry the rain. What you are promised of judgment day is true, and former generations were warned the same. And I swear by the orbit of the planets, what you say of the prophet does not make sense. Some of you call him a poet, or a liar, or a soothsayer, or a sorcerer, and you call him whatever else. Meccans who turn from this Qur'an with such thoughts are the ones who Satan deceives. They will perish, they are steeped in error, saying things with no knowledge of the unseen. They ask, when will this judgment come? They know it will come, when they are burning in the fire, and then be told, taste what you call poetry, taste the punishment for being a denier. But the righteous will have the gardens, and be graced with rivers and flowing springs, reward for all they believed and did, now enjoying all the gifts that their Lord brings. They sleep a little, and they pray instead, and at dawn they pray to be forgiven, and with those who are less fortunate than them, they share from what they've been given. And in the earth is the majesty of creation, signs of God's work and favours, praise be to him. And signs too are within yourselves, such as what happens when your food is eaten. You eat and drink of things that enter you, and then in a different form they come out, but you have no control in any way at all over how the transformation has come about. Don't you see that God, the Creator, made you with such abilities, and that rain pours to the ground to give you provision in food and other things aplenty? And as the rain is sure to fall, so too your provision will surely come. God is content with one day's worship at a time, so accept each day's provision until the next one. It is your Lord who sends you your provision, and judgment and destiny is with him too, and all that has been said will surely happen, just as your ability to speak is true. Muhammad, have you heard of when Abraham was visited by Gabriel and the other angelic guests? He did not know who they were, as they took the form of men, but he tried to give them of his best. They went to him and they said peace, and Abraham's interest was greatly raised, as this word was not known to be used for greeting in that area or in those days. And custom meant that in that time, eating from your host's food showed you had good intentions. So he brought a calf for them to eat, but they refused, which increased his apprehension. He thought they might be thieves or such, and asked them, will you not dine with me and eat? But angels are in no need of eating food, so they did not reach out to take a piece. And seeing Abraham had become concerned, as he did not understand why they had refused, the angel said, fear not, we are messengers sent to you to bring you and your wife good news. You will have a blessed son, Isaac, wise in his youth and a great man when he is older. And his wife Sarah slapped her own face in shock and laughed at what the angels told her. She said, I have never had children. I am barren, and now I am truly old. They said, the all-knowing one said it will be so. You will have the son of which we have told. He chooses who he will to be barren, and he chooses who will give birth. And Abraham believed and asked, O angels, tell me, what is your mission on earth? They said, we will head to destroy a town whose people are lost in sin. We will take them at dawn with bricks of clay, and bring those bricks down upon them raining. And we saved the obedient ones who were in that town. There was only one house that had believers. Lot and his daughters were spared the fate of the rest who perished as sinful deceivers. And we left the city as a sign and lesson for future generations to learn from them. Their sin was great, and their punishment a warning for others not to do it again. We also sent a sign in Moses, and we sent him to Pharaoh with the clearest signs. And when challenged by Pharaoh's sorcerers, his staff became a snake before their eyes. It swallowed up what they had conjured, as they made it look like their staffs were snake-like too. And on seeing God's signs, they fell to their knees, saying, O true Lord, we worship you. And Pharaoh ignored his own sorcerers, crucified and killed them for their newfound faith, saying Moses is a sorcerer too or mad, and then Moses led his people from that place. And Pharaoh arrogantly chased Moses, so he drowned him in the sea and his forces too, and he was to blame for all he had done, and in the next life he will regret anew. There is another sign of the fate of the disbelievers in the sinners of Ad, where Hud was sent. They were battered by a wind, reducing them all to dust. This was their punishment. And in Thamud is another warning, as after they disbelieved, they were told to wait. And after 3 days the punishment came, through Gabriel's destructive cry, it truly sealed their fate. They were truly helpless. They could barely stand, let alone help themselves. And we destroyed the truly sinful people of Noah, who committed idolatry before anyone else. We built the heavens with our power, and the ocean, and spread the earth out indeed. How well we spread out and proportioned the earth, and it will all be reduced to dust by me. We created the pairs and duality of everything so that you can understand there is truly only one. Light and dark, black and white, male, female, and sweet and bitter are all under the one true God's dominion. He is the one with whom there is no comparison. He is the truly unique. So, prophet, go amongst your people and tell them when you speak. Turn to God. I'm a messenger from the Lord, warning you not to ascribe partners to him. Every messenger came with the command to say, I have only been sent to give you warning. And every people to whom the messengers were sent said the messengers were sorcerers or mad. This was not a message each group sent to each other. This was a sign of the disbelief each had. So withdraw from the Meccans who say such things. You have given the warning to them, and they have no excuse for rejecting you. Their arrogance will bring them a bitter end. And continue to remind those who believe with the signs and lessons in this Qur'an. It is good for those who believe to be reminded, as it keeps their souls from harm. I give these reminders as I created the jinn and mankind so they could worship me, to gain proximity and reward from their Lord, submitting to my commands, and to do so with humility. And I created mankind so I can command them and give them legal responsibility, and I created them to declare my oneness, as I need nothing from them, yet they need me. They cannot give me any provision. God is the Ever-Mighty and the Provider. He is indeed the Firm. And sinner like those in Mecca will have their punishment like their predecessors in turn. They need not ask for the judgment to be hastened. It is coming, and woe to them indeed. On that day they will have the punishment, and only then, when it's too late, will they finally take heed.